My garage door was wide open at 3 a.m., and the only sound was the hum of betrayal in the air. Whoever thought an HOA vice president named Karen would stoop to breaking and entering clearly underestimated the lengths people go to for control. It started innocently enough. I'd moved into Maple Grove, a cookie-cutter suburban enclave where every lawn was a silent competition and every mailbox a status symbol. I'm Jake, a single dad and mechanic who just wanted a quiet life for my daughter, Lily. But peace was a fantasy in a neighborhood ruled by Karen Whitaker, the self-appointed queen of the HOA. With her clipboard, her fake smile, and her obsession with community standards, she made it clear from day one that my beat-up truck and oil-stained driveway were her personal vendettas. Karen wasn't just nosy, she was a hurricane in pearls. She'd knock on my door at 7 a.m. to lecture me about my grass being half an inch too long or my garbage cans being visible from the street. I'd nod, bite my tongue, and fix whatever she complained about, not because I cared but because Lily deserved a stable home. I thought I could outlast her. Then the vandalism started. It began with small things: spray paint on my garage door, slashed tires, and broken flower pots. The neighborhood buzzed with rumors, and Karen was quick to point fingers at the local teens, kids like Marcus and Tara, who hung out at the skate park and wore their rebellion like badges. Delinquents, she called them at the HOA meetings, her voice dripping with disdain. We need to protect our property values. The community nodded along, eager to scapegoat kids who didn't fit their pristine mold. I wasn't so sure. Marcus had helped me fix Lily's bike once, and Tara always waved when she passed by. They didn't strike me as vandals. But Karen's crusade gained traction. She pushed for curfews, security patrols, and even tried to get the kids banned from the community park. The tension in Maple Grove was palpable. Parents glared at teens, and teens sneered back. I stayed out of it until the night my garage was hit. Tools worth thousands, gone. My toolbox, my livelihood, stripped bare. I was livid, but what stung more was Lily's fear when she saw the mess. "Dad, are we safe here?" she asked, her voice small. That's when I installed security cameras. The footage was my first clue. The night of the break-in, a figure in a hoodie crept into my garage, moving with purpose. Too calculated for a random teen. I couldn't see their face, but something about the way they moved felt familiar. I kept it to myself, not wanting to fuel Karen's witch hunt. But she was already on the warpath, rallying the HOA to confront the teen menace. At the next meeting, she played her trump card, a blurry photo of Marcus near my house, time-stamped the night of the break-in. "Proof," she declared, slamming her hand on the table. The room erupted in agreement. I felt sick. Marcus was a good kid, and this felt like a setup. I went home and rewatched the footage. The figure's shoes caught my eye: polished loafers, not sneakers. Who wears loafers to commit a crime? I started digging. Karen had been oddly specific about the break-in, mentioning details I hadn't shared, like the brand of my missing tools. Suspicion gnawed at me. I cross-checked older footage and found her car circling my street late at night, multiple times. Why was the HOA VP stalking my house? The confrontation came at the worst possible moment. Lily's birthday party was in full swing, kids laughing, music playing when Karen stormed up my driveway, clipboard in hand, with a posse of HOA members behind her. "We're here to address the vandalism issue," she announced, loud enough for the whole block to hear. She pointed at Marcus and Tara, who were helping set up the piñata. "Those kids are a danger to this community." I'd had enough. "Karen, you're full of it," I snapped, pulling out my phone. I played the security footage on my outdoor projector, the grainy image of the loafer-wearing figure filling the screen. Gasps rippled through the crowd. "That's not Marcus or Tara. That's you." Her face went white, but she recovered fast. "This is outrageous. You're falsifying evidence to protect those delinquents," she shrieked, clutching her pearls, literal pearls. But the neighbors weren't buying it. The loafers, the car, the late-night prowling, it added up. I pushed further, showing texts I'd found on a neighborhood app where Karen had bragged about teaching troublemakers a lesson. She'd framed the teens to tighten her grip on the HOA, to make herself the hero who cleaned up Maple Grove. The crowd turned on her. Parents who'd nodded at her rants now whispered in disgust. Marcus's mom stepped forward, tears in her eyes, demanding an apology. Tara just stared at Karen, her fists clenched. I thought Karen would crumble, but she doubled down, screaming about ungrateful neighbors and fake footage. It was pathetic, watching her unravel, her carefully curated image shattered. The police got involved after I handed over the footage. Karen was charged with breaking and entering, theft, and vandalism. Turns out, she'd hit other houses too, planting evidence to blame the teens. Her motive? Power. She wanted the HOA presidency, and framing troublemakers was her ticket to rallying support. The irony was bitter. She'd preached about community while tearing it apart. The aftermath was messy. Karen moved away, her house sold quietly. The HOA dissolved, replaced by a looser neighborhood council. Marcus and Tara became local heroes, their names cleared. But the damage lingered. Lily stopped trusting neighbors. Marcus grew quieter, his easy smile gone. The community tried to heal, but the scars of distrust ran deep. I got my tools back, but the cost. Lily's sense of safety, the kids' innocence wasn't worth it. I think about that night often, the way Karen's lies unraveled under the weight of truth. It wasn't just about a break-in, it was about how far someone would go to control others, how easily a community could fracture. I wonder if we're all a little complicit, letting people like Karen wield power unchecked. What do you think? Where does the line between justice and vengeance lie in a story like this? How do we rebuild trust when a community turns on its own?